When I was in middle school, I knew exactly what I wanted to be when I became an adult: a heart surgeon. Now, never mind that I couldn't comprehend much above basic math, or that I didn't really have a strong interest in anything scientific. So when I got to high school, I enrolled in all of the courses I thought would prepare me for my life as a heart surgeon: chemistry, physics, biology, health sciences. 1 week of physics and calculus and chemistry helped me to understand that becoming a heart surgeon was not going to be my call to fame. I immediately dropped those courses, and I enrolled in courses that I genuinely had an interest in: art, typing, creative writing, music. Now, my high school counselor, based upon my choices, believed that he had a full understanding of my scholastic abilities, and he seriously recommended to my mother that she not waste her time or money sending me to college, because I was not college material. Now, that was all the motivation my mother needed to make sure I went to college after high school. I, on the other hand, accepted his picture of me. You see, I was a C student. I had no demonstrated aptitude for anything that required higher learning. And besides, he recommended that I take secretarial sciences. That was something I could excel in. What if that were the end of my story? What if I had remained in the frame that he had fit me into? What if I had remained hostage to the picture he had developed of me? Well, I wouldn't be the PhD college professor that I am today. Unfortunately, my story is not so unique. It's the story of many women who are often put into stereotypical roles based on our gender. It is the story of many blacks who are often underestimated, undervalued, and underappreciated. And it is the story of people who've been released from prison, who society still considers to be the lowest of the lowest. Well, I did take secretarial sciences, and I did excel in it. The last assignment in that particular class was to research a field of study that we had absolutely no interest in. And I decided to study, or to research, prison social workers. Now, there was no such thing back then, and there really isn't now. But the research opened my eyes and my world to a whole new level of thinking, a whole new area of study, and I was hooked. I wanted to find out as much as I could about the life of individuals while they were incarcerated and what happened to them when they got released. And what I have discovered, particularly in light of all the conversation around diversity, equity, and inclusion about marginalized populations, is that there is one population that is consistently left out of the conversation: formerly incarcerated people. Now, you see, society expects them to get a job, secure housing, and become responsible citizens. After all, that's what they want to be called, returning citizens, and that's what responsible citizens do. And we expect them to do this all on their own. You've heard the saying, to do the same thing and expect different results is what? Insanity. Yeah, you read the same book I read. Yes, it's insanity. So here's the question: who is insane? We enact laws and policies that actually serve to hinder their success. For example, in Savannah for years, we had something called Savannah Crime-Free Housing, and that actually encouraged landlords in apartment complexes not to rent to people with felonies or misdemeanors. Employers don't want to hire them. Community members don't want them living in their neighborhoods. We take away their voice, their power, their right to vote. And most people don't understand the ban the box movement, so we can't advocate for it. And by the way, ban the box is the movement that insists that the question on applications that says, have you ever been convicted or arrested, is erased or taken off of applications so they don't have to check the box. Now, we do these things, and yet we still expect them to be reintegrated back into society. But what we actually do is what I call offender reentry. We give them $75, maybe $50, $100, and a bus ticket home, and we say, do good, do a good job, be a good citizen. If you always do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you always got. And in this case, it's high recidivism rates. Now, recidivism is the rate at which people return to prison after they've been released, either for violation of probation or parole or for committing a new crime. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is she talking about this? Why is she up here on a TED Talk talking about this? For the sheer numbers. In Georgia, there are over 525,000 people who are under correctional control. That's 1 out of every 18 adult Georgians. Now, to put that in perspective, Philadelphia is the second highest rate of correctional control. Georgia is number 1, and our rate of correctional control is 73% higher than Philadelphia. In essence, what we do to people with criminal histories, to formerly incarcerated people, is what my high school counselor did to me. We put them in a frame and we fit them into what we think they should be. We put them in a frame that says you are a bad person, a condemned person for eternity. Another way of looking at this is that we Polaroid camera them. You all remember the Polaroid camera. Some of you are old enough to remember. We had the camera, and we pointed at the person, clicked the film, the little button, and then we pull out the film, shake it a little bit, pull off the cover, and voila, we have a picture. Now, we could not alter or edit that picture. Whatever we had in our hand was there for eternity. Now, we use our cell phones to take pictures. And immediately after taking a picture, I can edit it. Even though this room is filled with people, I can erase the people and make it seem like you're by yourself. I can change the background. I can give you a little funny nose and little funny ears. I become a picture editor. We need to realize that we had the opportunity to become societal picture editors, instead of holding released prisoners hostage to the picture we have of them. You may be asking, what can we do? Good question. I believe that we need to experience a systemic paradigm shift. We need to change how we do things. We need to deviate from our norm. The entire system needs to be changed. How can we do this? I've developed an acronym. It's called REAP, R-E-A-P. R, we need to recognize that we do have a responsibility to help people to be successful in societal reintegration and realize that people can and do change with the right kinds of supports. E, educate ourselves in terms of how we can assist them. A, advocate for policy changes that will allow them access to employment, access to housing, as long as they're not on a registry that would restrict that. And P, participate in grassroots activities. I do that. Every year for the past several years, I've held a conference for people with criminal histories that's designed to motivate, educate, and inform them, provide them with tools so that they can be successful. What am I really trying to say? Their failure is our failure. Their success is our success. Together, we can reap the benefits of what we sow into their lives. Other countries have done it. We can do it too. We can create a society that is intentionally a part of the solution instead of continuing to view formerly incarcerated people as the problem.